The fear and greed index is at extreme fear again, but this time at turn from 14 to 10. Last week we had right down to 5. That was really extreme fear. Crypto bubbles is giving us amazing flavor on the weekly setup. Power. This AI coin is doing extremely well, up more than 3x. Some other coins like ZRO, near ICP, Dot, Jupiter, Hype, Virtual has been doing well against Bitcoin if you look at the weekly setup. Going to today, like today, some few coins have been doing well as well. But generally, Bitcoin has been dominating. Bitcoin has been actually doing well against most of the coins in the market, except for some few. Except for some few like Siren, Grass, Sun, River, like these coins have done extremely well against Bitcoin today. Siren, this AI coin, is on fire. And looking at the chart of Bitcoin today, you can see that we are at 65,400 currently. And I want to see where we have our daily sell up, our daily range. Let's see, our daily range is from, let's see, from 67,000 to how much? 65,200. So that's our daily range. Today, what I want us to establish is always the higher time frame bias, the structure, what we should expect this week. We're gonna look at last week close, mark the high and low of last week close, then see how this week is gonna react towards those key liquidity zones, the high and the low of last week. And from there, we can establish our daily trading zone from Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I do live stream every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays is for market open, Wednesdays is for midweek reversal, and Fridays are for capital protection and capital rotation. So if say you really want to be engaging with my content, then I encourage you to follow what I do every now and then to get to get the most of it. And my indicator, which is the better market structure framework, the better capital and market structure framework, is what I'm going to be using in all of my live streams because I've built a system that see it working with every asset out there. Even though I trade mostly gold, silver, Bitcoin, and altcoins, gold and silver are also some of the assets that I have been testing with these indicators, and it's working really awesome. So this is what we're going to be looking at in today's show. Let's dive straight away into what I got for you guys because we don't have much time to waste here. And those of you who have yet subscribed, do hit that subscribe button. And going to the weekly buyers, of course, we know the dream. Let me take off this. We have our established zone already. Yeah. And looking at our established zone, price is sitting inside the value area zone, which we mark on the weekly time frame. So I'm not gonna or waste time on the weekly time frame because the weekly setup, the last week setup, if say we mark the high of last week, it's gonna give us the same thing, the same. Okay, you can see we have this volume profile here. So if I take off the volume profile and focus only on this high, this week high, let me just focus on that because I think it's gonna give us some perspective as to what price is doing right now. Then we're gonna fall back and see. I want to take off this bias. It shows that Bitcoin is bullish, but I don't. Let me take out this higher time frame bias so we have a clean chart. Okay, now if I have to mark the high of the week, you see that the high of the week is just around this like previous week value area zone around the POC and the value area high. So there's nothing I should do here than drop down to the 4 hours time frame, right? And look at how price has been reacting in that range, and we look at our fair value area. Like now, we have a fair value gap here around $64,500, and I think maybe price is heading towards that area. And we also have a fair value gap above this zone here around 69,500. So either of this zone, we're gonna see how price will react to it. One thing we can confirm here is this: we have had multiple rejection around this value area high zone, and the POC area has also gotten about, let's say, one or two, three rejection here, like this one and this one. And if we see the next pullback around this area, I think the chances for it to break right down to the value area low, which is going to be around $58,000, is high. Again, if we lose this range below, we see any kind of close below this $63,184, then the chances for Bitcoin to drop right down to 58,600 is high. That's why we need to see Bitcoin stay in this range. And if we zoom and look at above price, you see that we have lots of fair value gaps above price that I think are imbalances where when price was dropping to the downside. And looking at what price has been doing recently, moving sideways, I think price, like, they are building contract. I mean, institutions are building contract to actually take price to either the upside or the downside. Again, make sure you mark those key areas: $63,000 and $69,000. If you see price break above $69,000, then it means, well, the chances for us to go above $73,000 is high. And if we broke below $63,000, then it means that we can easily go down to $58,000. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, let's see. Very soon the US market will open, and I want to see what Asia and London has done at trade sessions. And looking at what Asia and London have done, let me first of all mark the daily range for today. It's important we do that. Sorry for yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, so let's just mark the daily range for Sunday, all right? Or the entire weekend. Let's say Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Yesterday was Sunday. Okay, so that's a range for yesterday. Now going back to the 1 hour time frame, let's see where we are in this range. So this is a range. This is it. Yeah. Based on this range, we should be looking at buy opportunity around here, but not instantly. We have to see how price is going to react when price get there. The first reaction here was okay. You see, look at previous price action. Um, yeah, price rejected, yeah, before dropping. Price have reclaimed back this zone, and now we hit it again, and we are back here again. So if say we are going to lose this zone back to this fair value gap, what I want to see is buy back inside this box. So if I see buy back inside this box after, well, let's say in the course of the US session, if we see any drop down to this area fair value gap, and immediate buyback with high volume inside this yesterday's daily range, then I think we can easily go to target the high of Sunday. Sunday, that is yesterday. So we saw Bitcoin went right up to $68,126. So it can still go right up there. And if we zoom, you see that above that area we have another fair value gap here, and also this fair value gap is around the $69,000, which is the fair value, the value area high zone. So for us to see price break, yeah, it has to be with high volume. Again, there's still a lot of time for that to happen. Because if we look at this, I always love to look at previous price action because it helps me understand why price is doing what price is doing at where price is. So if you see this zone, you see clearly. Look at this area, yeah. Price is out of this range. So if say we stay out of this range, right, based on previous price action, we can easily drop right down to this $63,000 again. I mean, it just depends on how price is going to react. Price trade in ranges. If you see price rejecting one range, you have to look at what price has done back in the past in that same range. Let's see what the altcoin market is doing. Let's see the entire altcoin market. Part three. I want to look at this on the weekly time frame as well and see where we are. Okay. We are at this support zone, which is awesome. We need to see it hold the support zone. Remember, I mentioned last time, if we see total tree break and close inside this range, then we can easily drop down to maybe 600 billion. Yeah. And if say we hold this range, this zone, this level for a long time, then we can easily continue to the upside with altcoins. So the altcoins that are showing strength right now, like altcoins in the top 100 space, I mean, you should look at them. Look at those altcoins that are doing well against Bitcoin for now. I'm gonna look at some few of them doing well against Bitcoin shortly. But this is the structure with the altcoin. It looks bullish to me. I think it looks bullish. And if you look at this on the daily time frame, let's see how okay, yeah, it looks bullish also. You can see price moving sideways. This is a signal that they can easily create we can easily see an engulfing candle, yeah, a huge engulfing candle on the 1 hour time frame. Sorry, on the daily time frame that we can lead to continuation. Yeah. So the next thing I want to look at is total the all coins out there except the top 10 in the space, and you can see the same structure as that of total tree. Same structure. We expect break here, like maybe an engulfing candle on the daily time frame. If we see an engulfing candle, take out all of this candle, then that's a signal for all coins. I mean the top 10, the top all coins in the space, excluding the top 10, or all the all coins in the crypto space, excluding the top 10. Now, what I want to look at next is Ethereum. And as you can see, Ethereum is playing the same game as Bitcoin. I love to use the word the same game. Because Ethereum is reacting always to what Bitcoin is doing. That's why I don't waste too much time trying to analyze altcoins. If I see an altcoin that have trend with Bitcoin or move alongside Bitcoin, I want to first of all analyze Bitcoin and then go to that altcoin to see how that altcoin is reacting to Bitcoin price action. In this case, Ethereum is reacting properly to Bitcoin price action. Look at this huge move here last time, and ever since Ethereum is holding this line here. So we might easily see um the next trend pointing more to the upside. The next I want us to look at here is gold and silver. So let's move next to gold and silver. I mentioned like before gold even got to this zone, I already talked about it like long time ago. Right? Those of you who follow my videos, you are aware of this zone that we marked long time ago. And I've been looking at this area, especially the area of like we have this fair value gap as an area where we should expect some sort of rejection from gold. And if we take out this fair value gap, then the chances for gold to continue to the upside is high, right? I don't want price to take out this fair value gap. I want price to stay below this fair value gap, and from there we can easily drop down to maybe like back to this zone. But this is the structure we marked last time, and price break out of it, came back and retested the same fair value gap area. After that, we saw a next movement back. So this is like phase one, phase two, then phase three, drop down. But I think maybe we can easily see a dump from where we are currently. You can see I've seen this other block candle forming here. That's formed here. So this always signify reversal, but not all the time. Not like always. You know, most of the time it signifies a reversal, or if the trend has been upward. And silver, almost similar thing with silver because the chart of silver like is almost similar. Okay, look at this now on the 4 hours time frame. If I go to the daily time frame, you see what I'm trying to say here. Silver actually made the move that I talk about. Look at this, almost towards the alpha trend sell area. Right, I think it's still gonna go there, and this zone should be an important zone. I think silver in general will cover at least half of this move, and half of this move should be around, let's say, $101. I think silver will at least get to that price point before maybe retracing a little bit to target the previous high again. But silver is going to I think break out of this zone and target this high or half of this dump. Is going to be taken out. This is what I mentioned last time, and that's the direction that price has been going towards. The price of silver. You can get your entry on the 1 hour time frame. You look at fair value gaps. Wait for confirmation. Wait for volume. Like, yeah, the way I trade the fair value gap. I've done a whole full video on how I go about this. Like fair value gap when it's out, you guys gonna watch the video. But you can see when price, the move always start from the volume profile area. When after a huge dump, price is always gonna consolidate, move sideways. All right, so you bring in your volume profile towards that consolidation, and you are waiting for price to break out above the value area high with high volume. When price break out that zone with high volume, what you're doing is wait for the area that price is going to create a fair value gap, and after that fair value gap is being created, that's when you start looking for entry. In this case, we really didn't see gold, I'm sorry, silver retrace back to this area after break of this fair value gap. It didn't really come inside because I think it was because of the previous price action. Yeah, so price instantly retraced to this high here, which was okay. It would have been still a good entry from here because this zone already it already showed multiple rejection here, and the fair value gap wasn't taken out. So this was always going to be a signal that they want to continue to mark price to the upside. But now we have a lot of liquidity down here around the 4 hours, the 1 hour time frame. So make sure you pay attention to the value area high and the POC. These are the zones where if say there's a possible reversal, come from there. But I think if you're gonna break structure from here on the 1 hour time frame, then we can easily hit the value area low before continuing to the upside. So that's that for silver. I think that's that for this week. Looking at the weekly setup for silver, let's see. I didn't look at the weekly setup of gold. Let's see silver previous week action. Okay, price is still within last week close. So if say we have to mark this, it's gonna be like this. This is gonna be the box to look your trades. Yeah. So this is the previous week range dropping down to the 15 minutes time frame. You can wait for price to get to the midpoint of that range. The midpoint is this. Yeah, you can see it aligns with this fair value gap. This red dot line in the middle, it aligns with the fair value gap. This is where you should expect price to, actually reject or bounce from, then continuation up, then price can, retrace back again to the downside. That's like if I want to buy silver right now, it's gonna be from this zone, from this area. Yep. What next? I think we didn't look at gold market structure on the weekly time frame. Let's see. Yeah, last week gold has broken. Yeah, gold is trading above last week previous, like last week high, right? That's break. And if we see gold this whole full week candle close out of this range, then it's gonna be good for gold. We can easily see gold go above 5,600. Yeah, I think that could be the target for gold. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's Monday show. Hopefully, new channel. No, I see Steve Lucky. It's a new channel. What makes you think it's a new channel, Steve? you know, any question for those who are watching? If you are watching and you have any question, I'm gonna respond to your question. I have some few minutes yet left before I go. So if you're watching and you have any question, you can post your question, and I'm gonna respond to you accordingly. Anyone who is watching, if you have any question, just post your question. I'm gonna respond to you. I see Steve is asking if it's a new channel. No, it's the same channel, just a new direction. No more hype, no more signal. Everything based on market structure and previous price action. And by the way, guys, there's a link below if you want to download the framework I use every day every week to trade. It's below this video. Just go there to download it if you want to. If not, guys, I'm gonna call this a go for today. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Ciao.